Now, Captive, is that a single?
It's the single,
It is
yeah,
the
the
single,
first
okay.
single. That song I wrote as a kind of a song to, I was having a hard time finishing songs. I'd have ideas and just kind of put them aside for a while, and so that one I was like, I just want to sit on this chair and have something to show for my focus, you know? So it was, even the sentiment of the song is like, I want to be held captive, hold me to this thing. In the world of distractions, it seemed like I wanted to focus on something. And then, of course, it kind of turned into a romantic, there were some romantic overtones, because I tend to go that way.
What was so hard about the song? What wasn't coming?
I don't know. I couldn't get the lyrics in the chorus. And I mean, I had the first verse and I had some of the lyrics in the chorus. I called my dad. I was in the studio. We were just talking, and he said, so because I was working on Careless and Captive, those two songs I couldn't finish them. We'd recorded the drums, we had the arrangement. I just couldn't figure out the words. So my dad said, so you've probably got all, like, because it was carrying on, and the record was almost done, and I still had these outstanding lyrics. And I said, no, Dad, I still haven't got this song finished. And he said, well, all right, what's it about? What's it about? And I said, well, it's just like, you know, committing to something and just saying, like, hold me to this. I'm happy to not have too many options, you know. And he said, oh, so fence me in. You know, he's an old country music lover, and as opposed to don't fence me in, you know. He said, oh, fence me in. I said, yeah, like, fence me in, you know, please. Like, and so I but off the phone, I'm like, fence me in. How am I going to work that in? And I ended up being part of the chorus.
Did I get a songwriting credit?
No, but, you know, I'll do something for him.
Okay. New Loneliness.
You should have, actually.
Yeah, well.
You should have.
Yeah, don't tell the publisher.
New Loneliness was one of those songs I wrote in one fell swoop. I picked up the guitar and had the first line and just wrote 3 verses, and it was done in 20 minutes.
One Match is a song where it starts. I'm not sure where you're going with it, but then the match illusion metaphor comes in, and I'm like, oh, okay, I get it.
I had that title. I wrote that title down for some reason in my book, just One Match. I liked that as just how those 2 words look together, and then it was another song I wrote in one sitting. I just, yeah, if I only had one match left.
And Careless, that other song, that would not be born.
Yeah, I started it in a band room in backstage in a show in Letterkenny, Ireland, probably 5 years ago. I was on tour with Josh Ritter, and I picked up the guitar, and I had the melody. I came up with the melody and the chorus, and then I kind of was like, oh, okay, that'll be something, you know? And I kind of got smug with it, thinking that I could get back to it easily. And then so much time passed, and I always had the melody and always had a bit of the idea, but I really wanted to make something of it. So we were mastering the entire album, and I was still finishing that one song.
So that was the most difficult one on the record?
Yeah, yeah.
Get Dad's help for that one?
No.
Might as well go through the rest of them. Washington.
Yeah, Washington. I think that's kind of the most...
Which Washington is it?
It's the D.C.
It is
Washington.
The DC, okay.
Yeah. My friends asked me to go down to the inauguration, and for some reason I had something better to do. I don't know why. I actually had to get ready to do something a few days later, and so I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do it. And of course, as soon as they left and they went on this exciting trip, and I was left alone going, why didn't I, you know? And then I had to find a place to watch it on, because I don't have a TV. I was just kind of bummed that I had been indecisive and missed it. And anyway, I'm glad a song came out of it.
You know that up until the World Cup, that was the event that generated the most sustained internet traffic in history.
Really?
Yeah. But now the World Cup comes along and blows it out by about 33%.
Wow.
Late Bloomer was a song that, okay, is this Cougar Town stuff? Is this...
What's Cougar Town?
You don't have a TV, so you wouldn't know. It's Courtney Cox's TV show.
Oh, okay.
But tell me about Late Bloomer. You sneak a look at somebody's ID when they're out of the room?
I guess, I mean, that could be maybe just to see if someone really is who they say they are, and just maybe a suspect kind of situation where I'm not sure how much truth there is in a situation. And
well, it struck me as an optimistic song, like, hey, you know what, you're not bad, you're a late bloomer.
well, hopefully there's some empathy in there, but there's some pain in there too.
The City.
T.O. Yeah, I lived in Toronto a little bit 1 year, on and off, and that song was just a little snapshot of.
Where did you live?
I lived right Queen and Dufferin area.
Okay, so
It's really booming.
Gladstone
right now.
Hotel, Drake Hotel. They're straightening out the Dufferin Street jog.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's busy. It's a
Yeah.
busy spot.
Silverado.
That was written by Trevor Henderson, my good friend, Kingston songwriter, plays in Music Mall, a band that I play drums in, and the Hellbillies. And he wrote that song, I think, quite a few years ago. And it's kind of a disco western version that he does. So I heard the kind of simple kind of country lament that was in it, and Nico Case joined me and sang it as a duet.
You know, we should talk about guest appearances. So Nico's on the album. Jimmy from Metrica's on the album.
Yep.
Who else is there?
Dean Drouillard, Kieran Adams, Paul Matthew. Gavin and I play a lot of this stuff. Chris Brown, Spencer Evans, Julie Fader, Kevin Fox, Brick Carroll, some lap steel or pedal steel.
Sounds like a Gord Downie record sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
The Marble in Your Eye.
That's probably the most overtly romantic and hopeful song on the album.
I'd say so.
And that one doesn't really come from an acoustic guitar. I just heard that kind of as a real, I don't know if it's a hip hop beat or it's just something it's kind of a bit of a reggae vibe to it a little bit. It's very stripped down. It's just a little snapshot too.
Of what?
A person and a place, to be really general.
And finally, It Will Sail.
Well, there's some sailboats out there on the harbor. I live, near Kingston, and I've spent a lot of time on Wolf Island and the water around there, and I end up just finding out unintentionally that a lot of my songs have nautical references. This one, It Will Sail, is kind of also it's a small song. I didn't even remember really writing it, to be honest. I sang it into GarageBand on my laptop one night, and then months later kind of went back and looked through. Sometimes you just have little ideas of things and you just throw them in, and I looked and I was like, what is that one? I don't even remember what I called it at the time. And I thought, oh, that's a little song, and I think it's only 2 minutes. We added some nice horns and some harmonies, and it's just a little closer of the record.
Do you do that a lot? Do you sing into your computer and just sort of save the fragments?
Yeah, I do, and I actually had my laptop stolen out of my car.
Oh, no.
And I had a lot of ideas on it, but I couldn't really dwell on that too much.
You and Bono, same thing. He loses.
Is that right?
Oh, yes. He's lost a bunch of laptops, a bunch of Macs.
I was stupid. I never leave my laptop in my car, but I did that one time.
Oh, well. Hopefully you'll remember whatever it was that was on there.
I don't think so, but I just got a constant, like, you believe in the kind of constant regeneration, I think, of things.
So the album's out on this 22nd of June.
Yep.
It's going to be a summer of what? Festivals and gigs?
Yep. We're touring like crazy the next couple months.
It's all Canadian, or?
No, we go to New York in 2 days. We do the Northeast for a week, and then we go to the UK for a week, and then we do Canadian festivals, and North American after that for the most part.
So after 4.5 years, the cycle starts again.
Yeah. I just watered my garden for the last time. I just left home and left everything. So yeah, here we go.
Well, good luck with it. It's
Thanks.
a very pretty record.
Thank you.
And I hope you do quite well.
Thank you very
I
much.
hope you do very well, actually.
Thank you.